Hello there, you little space slugs, and welcome back to Stat Wars.
Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Right, a few days ago I made a video, the most hated footballer of every age, and afterwards I felt a bit mean. I mean, I just spent 10 minutes throwing a bunch of multi-millionaires well paid under the bus for no reason other than them being alive. So you know what, lads, Ashley Cole, I'm sorry, alright? There, I said it. I'm sure you're just a lovely fella. I bet he drowns kittens in the bath. I am feeling a bit nicer today, so let's take a look at, the most loved footballers, the most beloved men still playing, not retired, of every age. So there's an age for everyone in the audience. Not 15 though, so Adam, you can click off the video. Not sure they get into that in prison anyway. 18, JADON Sancho. Alright lads, being honest, it's a lot harder to find nice footballers in the early years because let's be honest, most teenage footballers are spoiled, overpaid wet blankets who'd probably burst into a flood of tears if they were asked to cook their own dinner. So JADON Sancho might be one of the most insufferable gobshites known to man. I don't know, we just haven't had a chance to find out yet. He might have the personality of a Kardashian, and within a few years we might be wishing he gets locked in a goddamn furnace. But for now, English journalists are tossing themselves up to him as if he was a framed photo of their f***ing wife, which even that is very creepy. 19, Matthijs de Ligt. Again, alright, it's very hard to find teenagers who are universally very loved, unless you're searching through Kevin Spacey's phone book. Generally because we haven't had a chance to make our mind up about them yet. Matthijs de Ligt seems to be an up-and-coming talent at Ajax though. Linked with Barcelona, I'm sure the Dutch media are holding him up as the next messiah. 20, Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe has already proven he's a good guy. He donated his World Cup fee to charity, and he's already pledged 26 grand to the rescue fund for Emiliano Sala. He's a good guy. 21, Marcus Rashford. Ask anyone in Manchester what they think of this man. I dare you. Well, the red half anyway. You know, the half that's been crying into their porridge for the last 5 years. 22, Lucas Torreira. Well, Arsenal fans will be doing nothing but tossing themselves senseless after this man for the last 6 months.
Oh, Lucas Torreira, you're the best midfielder since Patrick Vieira. Oh, Lucas Torreira, now we're going to win the league.
January 2019. Lucas Torreira invisible against Manchester United. Nowhere to be seen. Beware of false gods, lads. 23, Christian Pavon. Pavon is pretty beloved out in Boca at the moment, but once he leaves for Southern Europe, just wait for the wheels of his car to get punctured. 24, Andrew Robertson.
Life at this age is rubbish with no money. Hashtag need a job.
Andrew Robertson, August 2012. If he told this lad 6 years ago when he was at Queen's Park that he'd one day be in the Champions League final on top of the Premier League, oh good Christ. 25, Michy Batshuayi. Whether it's slapping a ball off his head or acting the gone bean on Twitter, Michy Batshuayi is pretty beloved in the footballing world. Even if his parent club continues to value him on par with a loaf of soggy bread, kicking him out every 6 months until he finally gets the hint. I don't think he will, lads. I think you're going to have to bite the bullet, sit him down and actually break up with him. And even then, he's probably going to say he's pregnant. 26, Son Heung-min. What is it about Son Heung-min that everyone just seems to love? Probably that he always plays with a smile on his face, despite the fact that the only thing he's going to win in North London is out of a cereal box. Could be that he saved his Spurs career when it was dangling off the edge of a cliff. Could also be that he was about to get shoved in the South Korean army if he didn't win a couple of games. Now that is pressure. Respect. 27, N'Golo Kante. He just seems happy all the time. I mean, to be fair, you should be when you're getting paid thousands of pounds a week to play football. But still, people like Adel Taarabt exist, so there we are. He's so modest, like, he was even too nervous to pick up the World Cup trophy even after he won it. A few months later, he posed for a selfie with an Arsenal fan. But not only that, he then went back and played FIFA and watched Match of the Day with that fella. Thankfully, he wasn't chopped into 1,000 pieces and fed to a farmyard of pigs out the back. And it turned out to be a pretty chill evening, but you never know what some absolute weirdos are planning. Stop moving around in there, it's putting me off. 28, Francis KONE. Francis KONE is a player you've probably never heard of, but he was also honoured by FIFA for saving a player's life. I mean, that is just... Playing for Slovako FC in a Czech League game against Bohemians, no, not the Irish kind. In 2017, he saw the opposition goalkeeper knocked out on the floor. He reacted by shoving both his fingers down his throat and scooped out his tongue before he swallowed it. 29, Marco Reus. You won't see me playing at Bayern, I promise. Marco Reus. Now I know Borussia Dortmund are probably going to finish as German champions this season, so really, why would Dortmund fans be worried in the first place? Christ above, Bayern's constant shopping at their rivals, turning them from a football club into their local pick and mix, would be plenty reason for the fans to have reduced themselves into the role of a quivering, insecure wreck of a girlfriend, who rifles through your phone to seek out a text from that slut Sheila from down the pub. But no, Royce is loyal, and poor Sheila was buried in a shallow grave. 30, Juan Mata. It's generally just accepted Juan Mata is a nice guy. Now, behind closed doors when the lights are off, he might be a horrible piece of work who parks in handicap spots, spits at little kids, and watches Mrs. Brown boys, but I doubt it. Lionel Messi. Okay, alright then. You sit there and tell me that Lionel Messi is not beloved worldwide. Go ahead. I'll wait. 32, Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy is a man who gives hope to everybody out there. The lad down the pub who gets smashed on a diet of vodka, Skittles and X Factor reruns on Saturday nights before going out to bag a hat-trick on the Sunday morning. There is hope that, one day he might be the next Jamie Vardy. Of course, what's most likely to happen is that he'll be working the same night shift down at Tesco 10 years after he's dead, paying off the student loan that came to nothing and the YouTube career that went down the shitter after he did the wag video. 33, Jacob Blaszczykowski. Funny thing about Jacob Blaszczykowski, he might have a name that looks as though it was created in a bowl of alphabet soup, but he's actually a pretty decent guy too. The former Dortmund winger who spent 9 years at the club has not only signed for his boyhood club Wisla Krakow, but considering their financial trouble, he's agreed to a contract without a salary and will also loan them 300 grand. In an age where footballers demand to have their butlers sacked for spending an extra £7 on a bag of sausage rolls, this is just an outstanding act of generosity. Fair play, Jacob. Sandy Cazorla. Yep, Sandy Cazorla is so, even now it's still hard trying to say his name. I think to say the Spanish Z, you have to speak as if you've been punched in the mouth, or you're just that weird kid who makes KSI videos. But yeah, Cazorla, you'd be forgiven for thinking this man had been cremated and had his ashes sprinkled into the North Sea. Considering the way some Arsenal fans talk about him, the man is not dead. Sure, he scored 2 against Real Madrid this season. Then again, the way they've been defending it, who hasn't? Why was Cazorla so likeable? His ball control, his technique, his ability on the ball, and also the fact that he was confined to a hospital bed for most of the last 4 years. 35, Jonas Gutierrez. Speaking of hospital beds, good lord. Sandy Cazorla's pain is nothing compared to Jonas Gutierrez. He was already a popular figure in Tyneside. Then he revealed he was being treated for testicular cancer in September 2014. You might have thought the club would say, listen here, Jonas, you've been with us for 6 years. Don't worry. Whatever you need, we've got your back. That would be the normal way to treat your employee. No! No. Instead it was, right, well you can off to Norwich. Newcastle needed to beat West Ham to stay up. After John Carver had done his best to burn the club to the ground, Gutierrez, the man who'd been told he would never play again, the man who was told he would surplus the requirements, pops up with a goal that seals survival. 36, Jermain Defoe. Again, the last one kind of feeds into this one with the whole cancer thing as well. Asked me 5 years ago to make this list, and Jermain Defoe wouldn't have come within a horse's whisker of it. Since then, I've realised that not only is he a decent guy, he's pretty incredible. While at Sunderland, he was Bradley Lowery's hero, the young Sunderland fan diagnosed with neuroblastoma. Now, many footballers are photographed at functions and children's hospitals. To be honest, I think it's written into their contracts. More often than not, they're told to go in a bid to raise the club's profile, to show that they're making an effort to think of the fans. It's a PR exercise half the time. I don't want to be too cynical here, but let's be honest, half the players are probably there counting on the minutes until they can get back home and play Fortnite. Not Defoe. The amount of times he went to hang out with Bradley, walked out with him for both club and country, just spent time with him and just treated him as a kid rather than a patient. The bond these two shared was really... It looks special from the outside. Honestly, this man has had such a great career. He's played for England, he's scored in World Cups, but the fact that he managed to ease the insurmountable pain even slightly for this kid for the last few months of his life, I think that's the legacy he should be most proud of. 37, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It's Zlatan. Do I really need to... 38, Peter Crouch. Okay, just a heads up, this video is going out on Tuesday the 29th of January, while Peter Crouch is still 37 years old. I know! I'm a fraud. I should just chuck my laptop off a bridge and promise to never step foot on the internet ever again. Crouch is turning 38 on Wednesday, alright? On the 30th. Most of you will probably watch her from that day onwards anyway. So, we're good. Please don't watch this on Tuesday. For a man to have carved out a 20-year career in football, despite looking like a lamppost and having the sexual magnetism of a coffee table, Peter Crouch must have either a backbone or a strong sense of humour. Fortunately for him, he has both. And a stunning wife, who just happens to look like something out of Hobbiton stood next to him. Honest to God, when he proposed with the ring, I wouldn't have been surprised if her eyes narrowed and called it my precious. I'm reading his book at the moment, and it is a great laugh. I would recommend it very much. But you would forget he's still at Stoke City 8 years now. 39, Diego Forlan. Okay, technically, this man has not retired, alright? Technically. It doesn't look good. He's 39 years old, and for the last 6 months since leaving Kitchie, has just been wallowing on his couch, no doubt watching the Uruguayan version of Jeremy Kyle. But he hasn't retired officially, so I'm including him. Beloved in his homeland by... well, everywhere really, everywhere he's been. Even Man United, where he looked about as threatening as a postage stamp, purely because he scored 2 against Liverpool, they still sing about him 15 years later. 40, Lucio. You do not know how hard it was to find a 40-year-old still playing football. I thought I had one on the day of filming this. I thought I had it. And then I saw this post on Twitter. You just do not understand how pissed off that made me. Do you know how many 40-year-olds that are playing? Not many. For God's sake, I had to say Shinsuke Nakamura was one of the most hated in the last video. That's a pile of shit. The only 40-year-olds playing are Sunday League centre-halves called Big Bill, who have a gut the size of Birmingham and sweat through their nose. Except Lucio, thankfully, who was playing out in Brazil with Brasiliense. Honestly, if he didn't exist, I might have just chucked my laptop out the window. 25 goddamn minutes trawling the nether regions of the internet for 40-year-olds. I felt like a sexually frustrated divorced housewife. But with over 100 caps for Brazil and a Champions League for Inter, this man goddamn better well be liked. Alright? I bet you he's going to retire by the time this video renders. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you have enjoyed, or let me actually, do you know what? Let me know. Tell me, who are your most loved footballers? Because, I mean, this is just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to get a like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.